Alright, this episode is Bleach review. Byakuya got trouble memory. So it started off with the footballing guy in which he was fighting found out the weakness of his ability. While finding out the weakness of his ability was the what do you call it now, the zone, the zone in which he was in. That was a safe zone, and that safe zone in which he's in was his weakness. And tell the truth, I don't think he expect no one to ever found out the zone pop to weakness. You know what I'm saying? So after finding out that, you know, football guy is showing him a little example of what he meant, so he going slash him a little, and after doing that, he's gonna realize that this guy here is you know, he's something else. So meanwhile, you know, after this part of the episode take up this event of the episode take up so much of the chapter where the Rukia find this full-bring girl and all those stuffs. You know what I'm saying? The silly little dimension type of full-bring power, like, you know, whatever it wants to be. Take up almost all of the chapter, you know what I'm saying? And it's mainly not even the point in which it's supposed to be, because this wasn't even the you know, this should have been the main. They should have done the topic Rukia versus the girl wants to tell the past. You know what I'm saying? Because what I'm seeing now is like what this episode is mainly on was basically a side piece of, you know, image for a while. You know what? I'm not saying I didn't like her talking about the past and those stuff, but she take up too much of what this chapter was mainly about, and I didn't appreciate it. But I like how it went down still. You know what I'm saying? To make it worse, Rukia had even been defeated. You know what I'm saying? I didn't read the manga about this, so I don't know what to expect for last chapter. But this chapter was totally, you know, otherwise from Byakuya versus full-bring guy was good, but you know, Rukia and the girl, full-bring girl was really a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? Take up too much of this chapter, and didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? You know, but it went on well. I'm glad they you know, they took up too much of a chapter, but it wasn't mainly on them. You know, the topic said something, and you know, they're going on another diversion, and I didn't see that coming. Because I didn't see that coming, it really breaks my heart. You know that I didn't see a full fight between those guys. You know what I'm saying? Because right now that full-bring guy has been destroyed. I wish I saw more of the fight with him, because but you know, it didn't went down that way. Even though he was the closest, you know, because Byakuya acknowledged him, you know, and says, you know, he was the first one to actually got a glimpse of life and death, and he says it out of his own mouth. And he ain't seen a guy like that says things like that. Shows a privilege to that guy to fight that I put up against him. You know what I'm saying? That's make it even worse that I want to see the fight that I put up. I didn't got to see that. All you got to see when the guy dropped and got dead like that, and I didn't see shit after that. I didn't see shit. You know what I'm saying? You make the thing I realize is this thing like this. They make those hero characters go through several injuries. Once they've gone through those several injuries on their body, you know, you thought they're done for. They're really done for. And then you look, the guy that put those injuries on them, that he think is going to be the winner or something, like end up dead. I'm not saying, you know, it's lame or not, but it does outburst everything that we didn't saw what they put up against before. You know what I'm saying? All because of Rukia chapter and all those things that shouldn't be even mentioned. But her battle with her, that girl is like, she's like there saying she was this type of girl that uses her power foolishly, and because she uses foolishly, driven away her friends and makes her feel alone and all stuff. So she starts, you know, she says she even know this guy, you know, help people and goes to kids' needs when they're in need of that help. You know, so she says she likes them, so she end up kidnapping that guy, you know, put him in this mental breakdown, feed him when he's supposed to be feed, which is sick. You know, she's going really ballistic right now, because right now she don't know the type of, you know, person she is, because she seems to say, yo, she looks at the type of person she is as a prey, and she's a predator, because if people find out the true, you know, colors behind those curtains and what she's capable of, she start be the prey. And she, you know, she said the majority is what matters. Majority of friends, how many friends you have matter, because she didn't add any of those majorities. So she's like there and saying to Rukia, that's what matters. And Rukia's like, they explain to her. Part that I like about this is that Rukia is like there I know, I understand what you're going through, but that, you know, doesn't mean you should do those things to your friend. And when she heard that, it's like she says friend, you know, meaning that she did have friend, but she treated them in the wrong type of way that driven them away from her. She ain't that friend type of character. Cause you even have a few clips about, you know, Hime is like they're cheering her up, showing the politeness of her, and she's like driven her away back into the aloneness, the part where she wants to get out of, but she's afraid to get out of because of who she was, you know, who she might even become, you know. And Ruki is there telling her that she was like, you know, they're doing her thing. Then she got serious, and I don't know what she used at that time, but whatever she used brought Ruki on the ground. Because when Ruki used that ice, you know, out of a Zanpakuto, I thought she was finished with, but that girl did what she had to did, you know, and I thought she did it out of luck, you know, because Ruki was catch off guard, because Ruki don't even know half of that girl ability. The more she uses her ability is the more, you know, where it gets, because, you know, she even got stuffed into a teddy bear. What could be worse than that? You know what I'm saying? So she's been doing all this stuff for a while now. So meanwhile, when that was over, you only see this clip of Byakuya being pushed to the limit. You know what I'm saying? And like after that guy explaining all of the weakness of that technique, the Zanpakuto, in which he had, we see like his sword was in the ground and it's like going for his sword. And while going for his sword, he realizes that, you know, he make his Zanpakuto Bankai reasonable. Once that has happened, you know, Fulbring guy couldn't stand by, Tsushima couldn't stand by, so he runs in, and like Zanpakuto, it seemed like those Zanpakuto are evolving away, because I don't know, because for the past years they have been training, they haven't been sitting down, they have been training, so there might be a lot of changing those Bankais in which they are using now. But right when he was using that Bankai, you know, Fulbring guy went in and like, you know, the ends crossed like this. You know, we thought he was going in for some form of this stab, but he didn't get in for that. He only went close enough to Byakuya, because while we went in that close, his Bankai will not only come in the safe zone, but he won't be able to dodge the attack in which his Bankai is about to fling on that Fulbring guy. He didn't even saw it, because his Bankai is so fast in the range in which he's coming, he can't dodge it himself. So the Bankai just, you know, gave him that scar, so he was severely injured and those stuff. But he was still standing and still keeping up his hope of destroying this guy. So while doing those stuff now, while doing that, you know, he's like there and saying about, you know, he's explaining about what he had just done and why his Bankai is so much of a threat to him as well. When you know, when you sit down and get a figure out of the technique, because if people had known the weakness of that in which the Bankai is capable of, I know that EGK would have won plenty of fight, you know. So even though it was a weakness, and even though he went in for the risk of taking down that guy, you know, he was still aware that there might still be a chance. And the very moment that Fulbring guy thought he would have won, even though I wanted him to win, I wanted him to win, because I want him to gain some privilege of what they have done. Was so, you know, so awesome, because no one could have come close to done that, you know. And it's like the very moment when he when he wanted to grab a hold of that Fulbring guy, grab a hold of some of his Bankai power, and he used it and destroyed him. There was a lot of Bankai came out. That catch me off guard, because I said I didn't read the manga. So when I saw that, I say, Byakuya, you don't know when that guy has something up his sleeve. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You don't know when he has something up his sleeve. And that guy didn't expect it. I didn't expect it. There was a hole in his chest, and he was like there smirking and saying, I didn't knew you fight that way. Like he was, you know, fighting in a cheatful way, because, you know, certain time they don't matter how much of a training you do to prepare for a battle, sometimes it ain't good enough and you have to use something in whatever case to do something in order to get out alive. Because he even say, as I was saying, he even say that he was the only one that let him have this you know, this ecstasy to know the meaning between life and death, and he accept that kid for that. put up a fight. He said that battle was the best battle, you know, in his opinion, that he gone through with that kid. My opinion, that battle was good. Even though I got a little short glimpse of it, I liked it. You know what I'm saying? I really liked it.